Now, obviously, you weren't going to be in the mix for the number one overall pick in the 2020 draft, although with you can never tell. I mean, you know, there's no such thing as an impossibility when you're pulling any trade off or what have you, as you have proven, Les Snead. But what was your evaluation of Burrow coming out of LSU? And now you're seeing him just 2 years in, standing in your way for a ring and a Lombardi.
Well,
Les.
It's interesting because we weren't going to be right in the mix at number one, and at that point, right, we weren't really looking for a QB. So it would probably waste my time to do a really deep dive on someone like Joe Burrow, just because to try to figure out a quarterback and get that right. I mean, it's almost like you got to spend all your time on that and give somebody else the rest of the draft. That's an exhausting process.
So what is that? Then what is that process, Les? Because again, you're seeing Burrow do what he's doing, and clearly you made that evaluation of Stafford to go ahead and make that maneuver. And here they are, both Super Bowl quarterbacks. So what is that evaluation that's so difficult to make? I'd love to pick your brain on that.
Evaluation, right? And I think what you have to do, right, is you're trying to figure out Stafford being one. Hey, he's played in that's person situation, right? You see him do it against NFL players, NFL schemes, right? But so it's person situation. You know he can be a successful NFL quarterback. Situation is, can he come here, right, help move the needle in terms of wins and losses and going deep in the playoffs. Burrow's in college players a little bit different because you're seeing them against, college players, and will it translate to the NFL? But I do know, even though I didn't do an exhaustive evaluation of Joe, LSU has a lot of players. Their conference, the SEC, has a lot of players. So probably watched about every game Joe Burrow had, and what's interesting is he's playing against a lot of NFL players. And he's got a lot of them on his team, but he definitely, the system's translated. It was college football, wasn't totally a pro system, but they were asking him to make NFL type reads. So you could, some of those evals were like, okay, I think Joe Burrow's really, really got a chance, and he was fun to watch, and felt like that was a really good bet. I do remember texting Zach Taylor, or maybe Sean and I called him, and I forget how they finished the year. It did seem like it was a tough loss, but I remember us telling him, you know what, you'll be glad you lost that game because you get to draft Joe Burrow, and life will get better down the road here.
So now here you guys, isn't that amazing? Now here you guys are in the Super Bowl against one another. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.